All right, welcome back, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. We are back for another beautiful day. How's it going, everyone? One second. Okay. There we go. How's it going, guys? Quote of the day? I don't know. What do you think? Whoops. What are we thinking? Tequila time? Don't go chasing waterfalls. How about just ES 6920? How about that? How's that for a quote? Happy Thursday. Ooh, I'm peeling a little bit. Tan, too tan. Welcome back, welcome back. Press the like button as you join in. I'm a little bearish today, guys. A little bearish today. If a certain thing happens, so that rejection yesterday, ES 6920, man, that is exactly what we game plan for. Unfortunately, it was a late day trade, which I'm just never sort of sticking around for. But raise a hands. Who caught some 6920 fails? Who caught it? Yesterday, we talked about the pop into the 6920, into the daily 20, daily 50. And that is just exactly what we got. Just bam, right into that Wednesday low, right into that supply zone. Bam. And there's a very important spot that I'm watching today to decide what that next move might be. But I think that rejection you're looking at from yesterday is pretty important, at least for now. I think that is a important failure point that I would absolutely be paying attention to today. So I'm going to definitely dive deep into that today in terms of our levels and our game plan, to make sure that you guys are aware of that. Yeah, Palantir, awesome. I mean, what a beautiful... Yesterday, I think our preparation yesterday was one of the best of the year. Pretty much everything we talked about played beautifully. The MU 4-hour flag that we've been tracking, beautiful upside. The Palantir over 133, I believe it was, beautiful upside to 141 on the dot. The Amazon trade, nice. Not as good as Palantir and MU, but also nice. And then overall, the ES 6920 spot, just gorgeous. Excuse me. I'm sneezing this morning for some reason. But overall, awesome day of preparation. Let's do it again today. And yeah. Why didn't I sell Amazon when it was so high? I sold into the strength. I would go rewatch that video. You will see me sell Amazon into strength and sell it again into strength. Okay. Some reason I got some allergies this morning, so apologies for any sneezes and sniffles that you're gonna be hearing along the way today. All right, let's jump in. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and here we go. Today, economic calendar, really not too much. Once again, unemployment claims here, 8:30. So let's see what that does for us. And then tomorrow, GDP. So we got today 8:30 unemployment claims, tomorrow 8:30 GDP. That's really it in terms of economic. Today we did get Walmart earnings, and it is going lower, but it is going lower into a very important demand level. So this could be quite an interesting spot. It really could. Right here, you're moving back into that previous 121 high, and look where Walmart has moved lower into on earnings. So interesting. Another trade that is going lower into a key demand right here, Carvana. Carvana moved lower on earnings down into this 268, 290 zone. And that, my friends, is a huge weekly demand. So 268, 290 all in here. Look at all this weekly demand. This is back from 2024. Look at this right here. And that zone is exactly where you're holding on this earnings right now. So two earnings that went lower. On names that have been strong that I am quite interested in today, just to be watching what they do post earnings. So that's sort of an interesting watch today. But overall, let's go ahead and jump into the key technical levels. The NASDAQ futures, what a perfect pop and fade there as well. And we can see this morning failing once again. So right now, the NASDAQ futures is currently failing that Wednesday low that we were very focused on between that Wednesday low and now up into that 25,128. So right up in there between 25,128, which is yesterday's highs, really to the 25,000 level, is now a very major, in my opinion, a very major supply zone that I would be paying attention to on the NASDAQ futures. You can see rejections here. You can see rejections here all the way up to this high here. This high and this low here, down to that Wednesday low at 25,058. So really, you can see how we traded higher into these previous lows and rejected. And that means that we are still in bearish structure. That's simply what it means. You are absolutely still in this bearish structure. You are still turning these previous lows, right, all in here, these highs here, into rejections again. So you are not able to reclaim these levels yesterday. You pushed higher. You had an aggressive move off the open, but that move did not hold up, and you are failing right back down off these supply levels. And so for me today, you are right back within the range from Friday, right? So you can see this Friday trading range, pretty much the same on this Tuesday trading range. So you are right back within that range. But I think there is a possibility that this market, after failing these highs, will want to come back down and test the bottom side of this channel. And the trade that I'm looking for today, to trade back to the bottom side of this channel and to trade back to the 200 SMA right down here, is a fail under previous day lows right there. That's really my main watch today. If we do go ahead and fail this low from yesterday, I think you will start to see a navigate, downside move down towards that 24,567, 24,420, and down into that Tuesday demand, down into that 200 SMA. So really the only spot I'm interested in today is a fail below this PDL. That's going to be a very interesting trade for me today. I think if you do slip below that low from yesterday, there should be some nice action, I'd say, down into this Tuesday low and down into that 200 SMA. That's a spot I'm watching. It's roughly about 100, just like a 200-point zone on the NASDAQ futures right here, right in here. So that's something that I'm going to be paying attention to today. PDL on the NASDAQ futures after failing these upside supply levels. If we do get another pop into this 25,000, you can continue to look for rejections at these levels, right? 25,000 is Friday's highs. 25,058 is the Wednesday low from last week. And then here's your previous day high at 25,128. So pretty much anything inside of here is a rejection point for me. Anything inside this red area would be a spot that I would not be interested in being long into. If you are able to reclaim previous day high, then of course I think you're going to trade higher towards that 25,262. But for now, very clear rejections inside of that zone. Excuse me. Man, I don't know what the hell happened to me today. I didn't even feel anything. I just woke up sneezing. How does that happen overnight? But anyways, clear Wednesday low, clear yesterday high. This is definitely a rejection point. 25,000 Friday highs, definitely a spot to be watching. Previous day low is going to be a major, major spot to watch today. Do I think that classic pre-earnings run-up? Yeah, I mean, pretty much, Chef. Walmart was priced for perfection, right? Like, for Walmart to go higher on earnings, it needed to be just blow it out of the water. It's gone up insane before, right? So this is good. I mean, this is great for Walmart. A good pullback on earnings. I don't think there's anything to be concerned about long-term on it. It's just, this is a straight-up move prior to earnings and a nice little cool-off. I think it's totally normal, to be honest. Okay, S&P 500. Look at this absolute beauty, man. It's funny. Actually, I don't think I'm going to talk about where I was yesterday because it's something that's in the works. But I was somewhere talking about trading with someone else, and we were looking at the charts, and I was like, it was like 2 o'clock, 2:30. And I was like, hold on, did the ES reject 69.20? And so we pulled it up, and we just looked at it, and like, oh my God, there it is. So, I mean, I wasn't really watching the market past when I was trading yesterday, which is, again, what keeps me away from the charts and stops me from over trading. But sometimes I'll pop on the phone, see what's going on. And yesterday, around 2:30, I looked at the market just going straight down. I was like, well, there it is, 69.20. So, awesome. I mean, congratulations if anyone caught that. Beautiful lows. Back right into that area, 69.20, 69.30. Such a perfect pop and rejection. Such a perfect break and retest fail for now. So congratulations anyone that caught that. That is such a sick trade. I mean, it's so simple, right? Like, it's such a simple trade. It's such a simple setup. It's such a simple thing to look for. Do these lows turn into rejections when we trade back into them? It's just such a simple thing to look for. So, obviously taking the trade is difficult, but in terms of what it did, it's such a simple explanation. You can explain this so well, and that's when the markets are, great. When you can just be like, yep, that's pretty damn perfect. Rejected Wednesday's lows, turned it into a rejection, failed the daily 20, daily 50. That is so explainable. So really nice to see that. Now, today, you are back under the 6,900 spot right there, right? 6,900 here, 6,920 here. This is absolutely an area I would not be comfortable being long into. I just have no interest in trying to long back into this area here. 6,900 to 6,920 is just such a non-interesting, holding and praying for longs through that area. Again, I think the only true long that develops on this market is a reclaim above the 20 and 50 SMA. And, to be quite honest, the market doesn't feel like it's, that bearish right now. But this is one of the first times in a while that you're actually seeing some significant failures, or at least the signs of failures, below the daily 20, daily 50, which does not happen very often, right? So this is sort of something to be paying attention to. The daily 20 is actually about to flip under the 50. So that trend is starting to definitely die off, right? You're failing under that 20 and 50. There's a little something to pay attention to here, right? Now, this doesn't mean, I'm short my whole account because Desi says I'm bearish, but I think you back off the longs a little bit, right? At least you back off the aggressive, the aggressive swing trading long positions. I don't see that as a reason to be. I don't see that being a trade to be in right now, right? If you're really paying attention to what's going on here, this is still a bearish structure flip, right? These previous lows are absolutely turning into rejections here. And so you have absolutely flipped bearish in terms of short-term structure. And I would really continue to be more interested in downside trades at this point after seeing what happened there yesterday. But hey, let's see what happens today. Obviously, we want to stay open to anything. Stocks like MU, stocks like WDC, they look great for upside today. So I can't really be too bearish because there's definitely some looks to the upside on individual equities. But we're just going to have to see what follows through today. But for now, if we're under 69.20, if we're under 6,900, I do not like the upside trades. I think that's pretty damn clear here. You're back under this high here. You're failing those highs there, right? Very clear. Now, where can't you short into today, all right? And this is very important. Where can't you short into today? You have no business shorting into 68.63, right? You have no business shorting into that today. None. That was the level we talked about in the pre-market yesterday, saying, hey, this could be sort of middle of the line, key level that holds this thing higher. Guess what? That was the exact low of the day. So you have no business saying, oh my God, what a beautiful rejection up here. Let me chase this short into yesterday's lows. That's not a trade, okay? You can't say I like this rejection and then short this low. That's not a trade. If you like this rejection, you should be short at this rejection. This market is not providing enough volatility and enough movement, enough continuation to be late to these trades, right? You cannot say, I like this rejection, so I am going to short into previous day lows. So that's what you have to be very careful of today. Yeah, sure, we might be bearish and we might like this rejection, but does that mean that I'm going to go ahead and start slamming SPY puts at the lows of yesterday? Absolutely not. Because what can happen there? You just hold and then you just sort of sit in between this channel again. And that is a losing trade. So it's all about entry points here. What I would be looking for today is a failure below previous day low. If this fails below previous day low after rejecting that 69.20, then I would be interested in a downside trade. Under previous day low, under 68.63, trading that into possibly that Tuesday low around 6,800. That's an interesting trade. Without that, not that interesting, right? Not that fun. Not going to start shorting into that low. So that's something I would be absolutely watching today. 100 SMA, 6,900, maybe some pops and fails right before the entry to the downside. But really, the downside does not continue until you fail this low. And there is for sure going to be a lot of games played at this low, right? This is not going to be an easy spot to trade around. It's not going to just simply give you something really clean. You're probably going to see a trap, going to see more traps, right? And maybe eventually you get the rejection of that level, but it's not going to just be a simple trade at that low. You're going to get a lot of price action that you need to comprehend at that level. So 68.63, big spot. 6,900, obviously. 6,920, obviously. Can we fail this low? If we can, I think you get some action down here. That would be great. That's really the trade that looks the cleanest to me today. Look at the failure of the SPY daily 20. Oof. I mean, on the absolute dot, man. I don't think it... Is it exactly at it? I'd actually like to see. Is it exactly at it? Oh, my God. I think it's the exact cent, isn't it? 689.14, the high of yesterday. 689.15. 1 cent off. So apologies for that. I'll do better next time on our key levels. 1 cent off yesterday on the SPY high a day. Daily 20. Tell me why you don't have the daily moving averages on your chart. It'll never make sense to me. That is an absolutely perfect rejection yesterday, right at the SPY daily 20. It does not get more pretty than that. So again, unbelievable. Perfect. It's perfect. And that is also, by the way, what is Wednesday's lows? 689.18. So we were 3 cents off the Wednesday low rejection. So yeah, pretty damn perfect on the SPY yesterday. You really couldn't ask for much more there. That is a sick trade. So congratulations to those that traded that. You failed that daily 20. You failed that Wednesday low. That keeps you in bearish structure. You are back under the 686 highs here from Thursday and Friday. And that, to me, is a sign that there is some weakness coming into this market. Now, that is, again, the same thing we just talked about. You cannot start shorting into previous day low. There's no business in doing that. You can't say, hey, Desi likes this rejection, so I'm going to short about $6 lower into previous day low. That's not a trade. So what do we need to see? We need to see this fail previous day low. If we see this reject under PDL, then I like the trade into 680. I like the trade into the daily 100. And that would be a nice little 2-point, 3-point move on the SPY. That's something you definitely can be looking for today. Under the daily 100, under that 680, maybe you creep down towards that January low, 676, if this thing really does start to sell off. The only way, I mean, really, You could look for a scalp long over 686, but man, really the only true long trade on this market at the current moment, like the real trade, is a reclaim of the daily 20. That's the actual long trade, would be up here. Is there scalp longs? Absolutely. You know, could you scalp a long off PDL to the upside towards 686? For sure, man, right? Those trades I can't really speak to, pre-market. Those trades are more like intraday watching price action trades. So if you get a nice long off previous day low back into 686, sure. I mean, that's a trade you can look for. If you get a hold back above 686 and these highs back towards 689, sure, right? That's a potential scalp trade. But nothing truly goes higher unless you get above this daily 20, right? Every upside move that is south of this level at the daily 20, every upside move that is south of this level is susceptible to failures, right? You have to remember that. That's how you have to trade upside if you're under this level. You cannot go long and stay long. You have to go long and take profits. Where you can go long and stay long is over 689, right? That would be where you can go long and comfortably stay long, probably back up into this 696. But without that, it's all downside pressure under these levels, okay? So just remember that. Definitely starting to see some weakness come in this morning on the SPY. The best part of waking up is insider's coffee in your cup. It's great. Love that. Nick, where's Nick? Get that slogan down. That's the Folger slogan. Let's copy it. We're going to get a copyright for that. QQQ. QQQ 607, Wednesday's lows right here. 611, these lows right here. Perfect failures inside that zone. Very nice QQQ rejection, right? Previous structure, break, retest, rejection starting to show up. And I would absolutely be looking for potential downside today if, and that's a big if, you break under PDL and December's lows on the Qs right here. That's 600.28 to 600.72 under PDL, under the December lows. If you can see something like that today, I think that's a sexy trade down into 594. That's if you can get this failure. So I would be looking for it today. That'd definitely be something I'd be spotting. If I can see that failure come in, that downside is very interesting. If you hold PDL, guess what? You're just going to trade within yesterday's range, right? If you hold PDL, you're going to trade within yesterday's range, and you're just going to see this. Okay? Is that Vince Elliott? Vinci Elliott. I'm going to say Vinci Elliott. Appreciate that. Thank you for joining the coffee fund. All right, let's continue. SMH failing up into this 417 high. 417 to 421 is now my new major supply zone. These highs, yesterday's highs, these highs here. This whole area looks like it's starting to get a little bit heavy. Vinci Elliott, there you go. So, very nice rejections, right? PDL under 408.72, right? Right there. PDL under 408.72. You break that on the SMH, you're probably going back to this 403, 405, right? So, PDL SMH, PDL SPY, PDL Qs, PDL NASDAQ, PDL S&P. I mean, previous day lows across the board is going to be the massive, massive spot to watch today. Do we hold it? Do we fail it? That's where your trade sets up today. IWM, same thing. Look at the IWM failing these highs. Previous day low here at 261.85. You break that, I don't see anything down until this 258. So again, PDL, IWM as well. And look where the Dow Jones rejected yesterday, my friends. Look at the Dow Jones 4-hour. Previous lows into rejection points. That, my friends, is a break and retest rejection. Lows into highs, right? That is a bearish flip in structure. That is lows and lows into highs. Look at the rejection point. So if the Dow Jones breaks this daily 20, if the DIA breaks PDL and daily 20, again, same thesis. So that is definitely my thesis today. What happens at previous day lows across the board? That's really what I think you should be watching. Okay? All right. So that's your game plan for the overall market today. Let's go ahead and jump into some equities. Before we do so, I do have some Kalshi bets today. A little bit on the bearish side on the Kalshi bets. Looking for downside. So I will show you what I have right now. So I have SPX. I've sort of laddered it a little bit. SPX above 68.75. That's a no. Above 68.50. No. Above 68.25. No. So I put about total of $50 on the line today on Kalshi, and pretty much looking for the SPX to stay under 75, which is basically this high here, which we're already under. 50, which is right around here, which is PDL, right? So 50 breaking PDL would be under 68.50, and then 68.25 would be back. That's sort of the target down to these lows. So for me, Kalshi bets are bearish, under 75, under 50, under 25. That's what I'm looking for today. Put about $50, $49 on the line today on those bets, on those predictions, may I say. Predictions. If you want to sign up for Kalshi, use code Vincent. Okay. All right. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Here's an update on my month, by the way. I haven't updated you guys. This is my month, or I'm sorry, this is my year. I went ahead and added the Lightspeed account to TradeZella yesterday. So my year now is $33,000, 1.3 profit factor, 54% win rate, and a 1.14 win to loss. And you can see a very nice and very sexy P&L curve here so far this year. So I'm really happy about that. These losses, a little bit more than I'd like. Two sort of ugly loss, big losing days that I'm not proud of. But overall, the consistent wins have sort of made those go away. This month, I'm up around 9K, so we're just slowly getting there. Yeah, man, I love it. I have found a new love for this nice, slow grind. No sweat, no drama, no sleepless nights. Just a nice, clean grind. And, man, it's crazy to see what a clean grind can do, right? You would be shocked that in a month and a half you can make $33,000, which is a pretty decent amount of money. I know it's maybe not a lot of money to some of those people out there that pretty much only show wins, but for me, that's a pretty nice start to the year. On a nice, clean, just consistent P&L curve. And so I'm really happy about the year so far. And so there's an update for you on that. Okay. I will continue to keep you updated throughout the year. You've seen daily live trades. You've seen every single trade in February. You have seen that. Okay. Let's continue. Let's go to the individual equities. If you guys could, please press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's get to 1,000 likes. And here we go. Tesla, failure. 414.50, 417, big failure yesterday. Bailed out of a long trade on that one yesterday quickly, which was the right call there. 414.50, 417, previous lows. Failure. Major failure. Right there inside that zone yesterday. And a really nice downside continuation off that. If you break under this 406, I'm taking this 406.89, 407 spot right here. If you break that today, I think you're going to trade into your 402, 400. If you break under that, then you're probably trading down to this 200 SMA. So watching this Tesla 400 zone today, that's probably the target to the downside, and then watching what happens down there. Pop and fades would be money. If we can get pop and fades, that would be more money, in my opinion. NVIDIA, 186. NVIDIA is actually holding up relatively well compared to the rest, but 186 is still a spot I would not be short into. This really could become a pullback long on NVIDIA if markets do find strength. This is a 186 daily 20, daily 50, previous 186 lows right here. This is definitely a potential long opportunity. So I'll be watching it. I don't know if I would be necessarily taking that if the market looks weak today, but I would be watching 186 on NVIDIA. Flipping under it, probably pretty bearish as well. AMD, really nothing changed from yesterday or Tuesday. I mean, look at this. It's in the same channel, so no adjustments on AMD. 204, 205, 194 lows. You're just trading inside of a channel right now, so really nothing interesting there. TSM, really not much interesting besides this 4-hour pullback, just sort of monitoring it. I think maybe you're going to see a trade back to this 347. Yeah, I would say that's probably where you're trading back to. I'd say if the market's weak, you're going to see us come back down to these triple top highs. 1, 2, 3, daily 20. I think that's a great target. 347, 344 on TSM. Only way you get there is if you break under this low. I'm actually going to sort of adjust this chart a little bit. I actually quite like the short there if you break this low. 356, these double bottom lows right here, you break that, you're probably trading into this daily 20. So I'm actually going to go ahead and set an alert there on TSM. Under that 356 spot. ARM, really nothing going on here. Let's jump into the names that actually have interesting trades. MU. So yesterday we talked about the 4-hour flag on MU. What an awesome trade. Unfortunately, I missed this trade. I should have been more aggressive on it, but I was in Amazon at the time, and I was just happy with the gains that we had. But could have been more aggressive here. Beautiful 4-hour flag that we've been watching. The pullback long, right? The break, retest long. Holding that 400 spot. Holding that daily 20. This was a really nice trade. So congratulations to those that caught that juicer there. Today, it's pretty clean what needs to hold today. You have to see... Oh, let me show you real quick. You have to see these lows here at 417 and Tuesday's highs hold strong. So right here, between Tuesday's highs and those 417 lows, you need to see this hold strong right in here. That is 413.66 to 417.70. If you can find a higher low in here, then that's good for upside. If you fail back under Tuesday's low or Tuesday's highs like this, then you're right back down. And this whole move gets given up. Okay? So how does a move like this stay strong and continue? It needs to retrace, but it needs to create a higher low. And so the higher low on MU is above Tuesday's highs. If you can stay higher above Tuesday's highs, create a nice sort of pullback long, little retracement from this low, maybe a 38.2. Yep, roughly a 38.2% retracement. If you can get that, hold that Tuesday high, then you can continue on MU. But if you give back that Tuesday high and reject, you're probably giving back this whole move. So that's definitely something I'm watching today. What does MU do there? I'm also very interested in WDC. Take a look at this, guys. WDC, 295, 296. Rejection, 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 rejection. Look at this. That's pretty good stuff, huh? So you have 4 major rejections on the 4-hour chart. Bam, bam. I mean, more than that. It's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rejections at this level. And right now, in the pre-market today, you are holding above it. So right here, 295, 296. So the question today is, does WDC turn these previous major rejection points into support, and does it help this stock move higher? That's the question today. So I will be absolutely watching what happens here. This is probably my top watch of the day. There's really not much else that's set up like this and that clean. So we'll have to see if that holds tight. Okay. Amazon, not a bad trade yesterday. But today there is a higher low potential that I will be watching. So yesterday we took the long on Amazon. If you want to watch the live trade, go watch my video from yesterday. But we took that long on Amazon yesterday. And today I'm looking to see if you can create a higher low. Right? Can you create the higher low above these lows? Can you create the break and retest, hold for more? Right? That is exactly what needs to happen for us to get out of this bearish structure. All right, you have structure, structure, structure. So you need to create a higher low above these highs and above these lows. So this is exactly what I'd be looking for today. 202.50, 203 area. Can it maintain and can it continue getting over 206.64 previous day high would be a nice continuation look. But again, markets are a little bit on the weak side, so I'm not sure if you're going to get that. Google, we talked about that 100 SMA. It's a dead name right now. It needs to get over this 307 spot. I have an alert set there. Until then, I'm just not interested in this. The same thing with Microsoft. This is dead money. This is what I've talked in our last webinar that we did. We talked about you need to trade in-play stocks, and if you're out there trading Microsoft right now, which has gone sideways for basically 5 days in a row, I really would reconsider trading this stock. You cannot trade stocks that are doing nothing. So Google, Microsoft, just dead money. Please stop trading these names until something really happens. SNDK, yeah, it's sort of interesting. It's really this 617 spot on SNDK. See this right here? Rejections, 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 holds, holds, rejections, rejections, rejections. So this 617 spot's really your line in the sand on SNDK. Jobless claims, appreciate that margin. Yeah, really not much. A little bit of a hold there, but yeah, we'll see if it holds PDL. Yeah, right now, okay, so look where the S&P is holding. So here's why we can't short into this level, all right? Take a look at this. Here's why we cannot short into this level. What we talked about in the beginning of this live stream. Bam, 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 bam. No shorts into that level. Hell no. I mean, spot on the S&P 6863. SPY right off that PDL. Q's close to the PDL. NASDAQ getting close to it, starting to push a little bit, right? So, yeah, 6863 is an absolute no short into level. Please, please, please do not short into that low. Clearly, you can see what happened here. So, very, very major there. And if that sets up nice, then I think you're going to see like your WDC maybe set up, your MU set up. If we get that strength on SMH, if we do push off that PDL SMH, right? I love the MU. I love the WDC looks today because those have been strong. Carvana, I'm actually sort of interested in Carvana today, maybe with some shares. But Carvana off that major demand. If Carvana can reclaim this low right here, if we can reclaim this Thursday low, I'm intrigued. I am. I'm intrigued by that. So watching this 328.88 spot on Carvana, there to even like this Tuesday low, you might want to see it get above. Yeah, I'm gonna flip that to Tuesday's lows. Tuesday's lows 334. I'm gonna say you want to see that as well. So if we can start flipping above these lows here, I think this could be a nice comeback name on our post earnings. So something I'm watching today. Walmart as well. Look at this bounce on Walmart already. Look at this. It's basically made back the whole downside move. Well, wow. Yeah, look at the 4-hour candle on Walmart. Shit. Okay. That's a nice look. So let's keep an eye on this, huh? Walmart down on earnings into these highs. 4-hour candles now pushing aggressively. It looks like we're going to reclaim the daily 20 SMA. Okay. Yeah. Walmart's going to be a watch. What are these lows here? 126 is... Yeah, I'd say 126. Yeah, if we can reclaim like these lows here and flip that back into support, I mean, I'm not opposed to looking for that to continue. 129. Yeah, I like that. Let's keep an eye on Walmart here. Does Walmart get back above these lows after ripping off this retest level on the 4-hour? Okay. Yep, I like that watch. Palantir. 133. Highs, lows. Can we hold here? If we can, I like the higher low potential. You had a beautiful squeeze yesterday. You're giving it back, which is fine. Little pullback, little retracement. All right, if you grab it from the lows to those highs, that's a roughly 50% retracement. All right, so you're retracing 50% of this move back down into this 133 demand. So I'm definitely intrigued by both sides here, but if Palantir can hold this 133 spot, then I think you could maybe look to see if this forms again, or if you break below 133, you're giving that whole move up. Either way, that's an interesting spot on Palantir and a stock that has made some decent moves. CRWV made a strong move yesterday alongside NBIS. If we can get above 98 on CRWV, that's interesting. NBIS, if we can get over 104.50, there's really not much above this. So there's a runway above 104.50 on NBIS towards this 117. Something I have an alert on today as well. Yeah, the last thing that's sort of intriguing is Netflix, but I'm not sure I'm that game for this today, to be quite honest. Apple's not interesting. Meta's not interesting. Google's not interesting. Microsoft's not interesting. S&P, sure, it popped, but it's still not really doing much. Okay. And I think that's it. I think that is just about it. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you did, eBay, you want to look at eBay? We already went over IWM. Let's take a look at eBay. Yeah, what's eBay? eBay up on earnings. I just don't really like this chart, to be honest, Rob. It's just a very messy chart, very illiquid stock. I just don't really like trading this. But, yeah, I mean, if eBay can hold back above this 88 spot, I think you're looking pretty good. But very illiquid stock. Is Walmart still ripping? Holy crap. Whew. Okay. That is some juice over there on good old Walmart. Right off that retest. Wow, is that pretty. Jeez. Okay. Walmart could be a little bit of a juicer today. What's Costco doing? Costco. Maybe something to watch. 2 above 1,000. Target maybe 2. XL. What's Target up to? Target's not been bad either. Really. But yeah, let's keep an eye on that Walmart strength. That is that's quite intriguing. It's still going. Holy crap, it's still going. Walmart trades like a penny stock sometimes, which is just crazy. Holy crap, look at this thing go, man. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, there's a good watch of the day. Yeah, Costco could be a sympathy play, Dino. I absolutely agree with that. Costco could be a sympathy if it gets the whole sector going. Yeah, XLE is nutty, huh? Oof. New highs on XLE. CVX, XOM, these things probably just continue. Wow. Yeah, this is a sector that I have not paid attention to enough, I'd say, even though I don't really think I find myself trading energy names. But, yeah, if you guys want to be looking at another strong sector, XLE has just been insanity. Okay? All right, guys, enjoy your trading day. Press that like button if you could. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you want to sign up for TradeZilla, track your trades like I do on our journaling platform, make sure to use the code DESI for a discount. Bookmap, code DESI20. And that's about it. If you want to trade live with me, check out the link down below. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.